Welcome to the Encouraging Cup. I'm Dr. Boomer Brown with Doing Good at Work. Well, today on the cup, I want us to look at habits for moving from overwhelmed to overflowing. I want to live a life that's full, an abundant life. And I don't want to be overburdened all the time and feel like I'm overwhelmed by the workload, by the work itself. There's lots of reasons why people feel overwhelmed at work. It's not just one thing. But what I'd like to do today is to help you to focus on the things that you can control so that you can live in such a way that it is flowing out of you. It is overflowing. You're enjoying what you're doing. Now, work can be hard, but you can learn by using some of the little habits that I give you today to reshape your mind to focus in such a way that it brings things into a right viewpoint. You know, the first thing I would say is this: stay connected to Jesus. And you say, well, this is work. This isn't church. We don't have Jesus at work, or this is not a religious thing. We're working. Well, that's part of the problem. I think a lot of us think of work as being secular and church or religious activities as being sacred. I like to see those two things as one. Work is sacred. And I think that when we stay close to Jesus, when we understand what his intention was for work, when we understand that he cares about us, when we understand that he's with us at work, he can help us in our work, it starts to cause things to bubble up inside me that are good. And instead of feeling overwhelmed, I start feeling a sense of hope. Another thing I would say that we can all can change in our lives is this idea of complaining. Replace all that complaining with gratitude. You know, we have a natural bent toward being discontent. And what I want to encourage you to do is to take a look at life holistically. Look beyond the current 24 hours. Think about the goodness that has transpired in your life. Think about the goodness that could happen today and the goodness that can happen in the future. And stop complaining. It's a choice. When something affects you, then there is a potential outcome. And in between those two poles, there is a choice. We choose to operate from an attitude of gratitude and thankfulness. Now, the third thing is to stop being stingy. I'm not talking about money. I know that some people think I'm talking about money when I'm talking about stinginess. That may be part of it. But what I found is people whose lives are constantly overflowing with good and graciousness and filling their cup up and it flowing over. It's people who they start being generous. Generous with their time, generous with their skills and their talents. They invest with others. At work, we bring the person along that may be of less skill and we invest in them. We help grow in our work capabilities. We're not stingy. We're not trying to hold everything back so that we get what is ours. We're givers of our time, our talent, and our treasure. And the last thing is this: stop comparing and start being content. You know, I look at this, and this may be a strong word for you today, but one of the most dangerous things in life is to compare. You know, if you look at the Bible, the first sin, really, other than Adam and Eve, was the sin that Cain killed Abel. And what killed Abel was Cain's comparison. I'm not saying it's that drastic in our world today, but we're constantly looking at other people and other things and comparing our lives and comparing our things and comparing our jobs and our salaries and all that kind of stuff. I'd say stop comparing and start being content. I'm happy where I am. I love my life. I love my wife. I love the people in my life and my kids. I love my work. And when you start doing that and you combine these things together, that you know that Jesus is in this with you, you start connecting that to Him, and you understand that work is really a form of worship, and you replace that complaining, and now you're a joyous person, you're giving, you're generous in your behavior, and you're not stingy, you're not complaining, all of a sudden, life feels different. It's overflowing. It's no longer overwhelming. Yes, there will be times when we feel overwhelmed, but if we start practicing some of these habits, it might begin helping us as we process our day-to-day lives. Thanks for letting me share this with you today, and I'm always mindful of the fact that every person's situation is different. There is no one-size solution that fits all. We're here to help you where you are in life. That's why we offer different booklets. We offer different ways that you can talk to individuals, and we would invite you to take us up on our offer when you need someone to come along beside you, when you do feel overwhelmed, and maybe we can help you move toward that overflowing life. Thanks for checking out the Cup today, and as always, I look forward to seeing you next time on an Encouraging Cup.